Today, let's make our own potato chips at home. Only here's the thing, we're going to be baking these in the oven, not frying them. That's right, all you need is a few potatoes, some simple techniques, and a little bit of patience, and you can have your very own homemade potato chips that you bake in your oven. You won't need to crack out a deep fryer or use copious amounts of oil, and these are way tastier and healthier than store-bought. So if this sounds good, sit back, relax, and let's make them. To make potato chips, of course, we're gonna need potatoes. If your potatoes are very average in size, then start with 2, but because mine are on the smaller side, I'm gonna do 4. In general, you're gonna need 1 baking sheet per average size potato. So I'm gonna be doing 2 baking sheets today, and you can see here that I've lined each one with parchment paper. Back to our potatoes, now we have to cut them into chips. So there's a few ways you can do this. One is with just a regular knife. So you can just go very thinly like this. You want to go for slices that are probably around 1/8 of an inch or even a bit thinner if you can. Now, if you find it difficult to slice a potato this thinly with a knife, you can also use a mandolin, and I find that the blade is always so sharp and I more often cut myself on these than anything. It might be the easiest thing for you though, so if you want to use a mandolin, go for it. Just stay safe and use the guard. Also, if you have one of these box graters, usually on the one side there are these blades here. That can be a good way to do it too, but I don't know. I find that these don't come out as thinly as when I do it with a knife. I don't know if you can see that. There's a very slight difference. This one is with the knife, this is with the box grater. I'm not a big fan of this option, but you have to do what's easier for you. If you want to get really fancy, you could use a crinkle cutter like this one. This is going to give you ruffle style chips. So you can see they have these nice ripples, but it's a little more challenging because the blade is quite a bit thicker than the knife. So you might have thicker chips, but if you like ruffles, this is the way to go. But if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you probably have figured out that I'm really old school and kind of old-fashioned when it comes to cooking. So I like to stick with the simplest tools I can get away with. Now you want to get these into some water. Ice water is ideal, but not super necessary. Now we're going to take these to the sink and rinse off all that starchy water. You can see how cloudy that water is from the starch in the potatoes. But in a very short time, you're going to see that the water will start to run clear, just like this. See how clear the water is now? Now we're going to drain off that water really well. So after you've washed off all the starch, now cover them with really nice, clean, cold water. And now I'm going to refrigerate this for 15 to 20 minutes. Again, if you have ice kicking around, you can just drop some in there and leave them out, but refrigerating does the same thing. So I'm going to go do that now. After a good chill in the fridge, now it's time to drain your potato slices. And now we have to get these as dry as possible. So right here I have some kitchen towels, and I'm going to dump my potato slices right onto them. One thing you're going to notice after chilling these, they're going to feel very crisp, and that's what you're looking for. So I'm going to lay these out in a single layer if possible, and that toweling is going to start drying them from underneath. And with the amount of chips that I have here, I might need a 3rd baking sheet, but we'll see. And now I'm going to take a paper towel or even another kitchen towel and start patting these all dry. Oh, and by the way, right now you're going to want to start preheating your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very important that these are really dry before you bake them, or that extra moisture is going to prevent these from becoming crispy. So I'm just going to keep patting these, flip some of them over if you have to. I think that's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to get a new bowl that's totally dry, or you can just really dry off the one that you already used, but we're just going to use a new one here. And add in all your 100% dry potato slices. If any of them still feel wet, just give them a good dab on the toweling. It's so important that all your potato slices are totally dry. Let's do this the easy way. There we go. Nice dry potatoes. Now I'm going to take a tablespoon or so of olive oil. You don't need very much. Hit them with a little bit of salt and just toss it all together. All right, perfect. Now it's time to lay these out onto our baking sheets. And you want to fit as many as you can on there without overlapping. If you get one that's a little on the thicker side like this one, I recommend putting it close to the edge. Any ones that are super thin, I just put somewhere in the middle. All right, I filled 2 baking sheets, but I still have a few potato chips left. Looks like I'm gonna have to fill a 3rd baking sheet, which is okay with me. All right, now I'm gonna bake these in my preheated 425 oven for 20 to 25 minutes. So you obviously need as many shelves as you have baking sheets. And halfway through that time, you have to give each chip a flip. So here's how they look after about 12 minutes. And you can see that they're already starting to look like potato chips. And you're gonna notice that some of them are already done. So obviously you can remove those, set them aside, or you can just snack on them. Those are really good. And now I'm gonna return these to the oven, only I'm now gonna put them in a different order that they were in. So the one that was on the middle rack, I'm gonna put on the top. The one that was on the bottom, I'm gonna put in the middle. Basically just rotate the trays around. And now I recommend to keep a close eye on them at around the 5 to 7 minute mark for that second baking, because you might find that some of them will be ready. I'm even going to take some of them out early because you can see here that a lot of these ones are ready. And that's how you finish baking off your chips, by process of elimination. So just keep a close eye on them during that second bake, and you're going to see some of them will be golden brown like this, and others not so much. So remove those golden brown ones and keep adding them to your bowl. And then if they look really pale like these ones here, your chips are going to turn out chewy, so pop them back in the oven. But in no time at all, your oven-baked potato chips are going to be ready, perfect for tonight's movie. Now, quick question for you. Did you think this was too much work for a bowl of chips? Let me know in the comments because I want to know. Now, if you sliced your potatoes very thinly like this one, your chips are going to turn out more crispy. If they're slightly thicker like these ruffle-style chips, they're going to have more crunch to them, kind of like an old-fashioned kettle-style chip. Either way, they're both good. Your chips will keep beautifully for up to 1 week in an airtight container in a cool place, but I don't think they're gonna last that long.